Hello, my name is Nicole Fonvielle, and I am a certified EFT practitioner through EFT International. And I'm super excited to be talking to you today about EFT. So, what is EFT? EFT stands for the Emotional Freedom Technique. It's also referred to as tapping. And that's because you're literally tapping on certain parts of your face and your body, and it helps to trigger the relaxation response in your body. The points that we're tapping on are similar. I like to describe it as similar to acupuncture in that if you were to go to an acupuncturist, they would put needles in some of those same spots because those spots, those points, are the end points of the meridians. And what are meridians? Meridians are how the energy moves through your body. So just like how blood moves through our veins, energy moves through our meridians. And by tapping on those points, it helps to stimulate the body and send a message to the brain, the amygdala in the brain. And the amygdala is the part of the brain that controls the fight or flight response. And it literally tells your body, like, you're calm now. There's no need to be overwhelmed and freaking out. And it helps you to become more centered and grounded and relaxed. So EFT can help with a variety of different things. Obviously, like I just said, it can help with anxiety and overwhelm. It can help with physical pain too. There are a lot of emotional reasons why you can experience physical pain. So I think a common way that people can understand this is if you think about when you get stressed out. When you get stressed out, where do you feel that in your body? That if I ask someone that question, there's usually an immediate response. Sometimes, it's in the shoulders, sometimes it's in the jaw, sometimes it's, you have stomach issues. But a lot of the time, that's because we aren't allowing ourselves to feel our emotions. It's this process that I refer to as stuffing. So, we don't like to feel angry, frustrated, sad, overwhelmed. Like, these are not good feelings. So what do? We stuff them down and we try to, get ourselves to stay occupied with something else. Maybe we throw ourselves into our work. Maybe we throw back a few too many glasses of wine. Maybe we, binge Netflix to try to escape those emotions. And those emotions then can get trapped in our body and can result in physical pain. So EFT can help you kind of peel back the layers of the onion to see what is contributing to that pain. So it can help there. It can also help with if you have experienced some sort of trauma in your life, and if you think of something that was upsetting to you that happened years and years ago, sometimes when just by thinking about that thing, you can start to have a physical response in your body. It's almost like when you're thinking about it, it's as if it's happening again, right? So what EFT can do is it can help to create space between that memory of that event that happened and that physical response in your body, so that you would be able to eventually think of that experience and not have the physical response in your body. Another way I like to describe EFT is by a little bit of a metaphor here. So when you're experiencing an emotion like sadness, frustration, whatever it may be, it's like you're, in a whirlwind of that emotion. It's very hard to see anything else when you're in the midst of these intense feelings, right? So EFT, in the same way, like with a camera, right? So if you're zoomed in on a camera, you can only see part of the picture. And but if you zoom out, then you can see the full landscape and it changes your perspective. So if you think of EFT like the camera and you're zooming out, when you're out here, that anger or sadness that you're feeling is going to look a little bit different than when you're wrapped up in the actual emotion. So EFT can be a vehicle for that. And it has been a tremendous help in my life. It helped me during a very tough time. My husband's in the military, and a lot of stress with him being deployed. And it was a way for me to keep myself grounded and in the present moment. It helped me deal with a lot of fears that I had during that time. And it also has helped me with physical pain. I have had TMJ for over 15 years, and now it's virtually gone. I don't have to wear the night guard like I used to, and I can, if I do start to feel symptoms of some sort, I can tap on it and release it, and it's been truly has been a blessing. And it was because of those things that I went on to get certified, and I am so happy to be able to share it with other people. So I'm going to walk you through all the points first, and then we'll do a little bit of tapping, and you can see how you like it and see how it works for you. Okay, so first I'm just going to show you all of the points. So we will start with the side of the hand, and so you'll take either hand. It doesn't matter which hand you choose to tap with, it doesn't matter, but you're going to just tap on the pinky side of the hand, on this like fleshy part of the hand. And you can use the four fingers, or you can use all five, bringing all five fingers together and just gently tapping. And this is where we're going to do what's called the setup statement, and I'll walk you through that in a few minutes. But after this point, we move to the top of the head. I invite you to tap along with me here. And then we move down to the start of the eyebrow. And you can do this with two hands, or you can do it with just one, whatever feels best to you. And then we move to the side of the eye. So not so close that you're making yourself blink like crazy or anything like that, but back on the eye bone here. And then we move under the eye, under the nose, onto the chin crease, the collarbone. So with the collarbone, you kind of have this little divot in the middle. You want to go about down an inch and kind of over an inch and a half or so. So you're kind of on that fleshy part underneath the collarbone. And then you go underneath the arm. So you're about 3 inches from the armpit, kind of in the center of the bra strap for women. And then the last point is the top of the hand. So you want to be in between the pinky and the ring finger, and this is called the gamut point. And that's it. Those are the 9 points of this protocol. And I will say, if you take anything away from this, if you're ever feeling anxious, overwhelmed, anything like that, you can simply just tap on these points and breathe. Do some deep breathing, and it will send that message to your brain and stimulate that relaxation response. So always remember that, if nothing else. And I will say, if you're in a situation maybe where you're at work or you're in a public place and you don't want to be like tapping on your head because you don't want people looking at you like, who is this crazy chick? You can also have the option. There are some additional points that aren't ones that we typically use, but can be used to be a little bit more incognito, shall we say. So those points are on the tips of the fingers. So just squeezing the tips of the fingers. So say you're in a meeting at work and somebody's saying something that's really triggering to you, you can just begin to squeeze the fingertips and do some deep breathing. And that will also, again, trigger that relaxation response. So I like to throw that out there so that people have something they can do if they are in a public space and don't feel comfortable tapping all over their body. Okay. So the way that this works is that we first want to start by rating ourselves on a scale of 1 to 10 and in how we're feeling. So we're going to go through this exercise in relation to our breathing right now. So first, I want you to just take a deep breath in and let it go, right? And I want you to think about how your breath feels, how taking that breath feels. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how constricted is that breath? So if your breath is not constricted and you feel like you're getting a full, complete breath, then you would be at a 0. But if you feel like your breath is really constricted and it's super hard to get that full breath, which is often a feeling that you'll get if you're, having anxiety or stress or anything, so often we are not breathing fully. That's typical. So just take a moment and let's take another deep breath in. And with that in mind, try to see where you would rate yourself on that scale of 0 to 10 with how restricted your breath is. So take a deep inhale and out. So for me right now, I would say I'm at probably about a 6. I can feel a little bit of tightness in my chest. So mark that for yourself, either just remembering it or, if you can jot it down, jot it down. And we'll go through a tapping exercise and we'll see if that number shifts at all for you. So, and the thing is, right now we're focusing just on our breath, but again, this can be, you can focus your attention towards whatever it is that's bothering you for multiple reasons. But for this example, I think this is a great way of getting started because it's a physical thing that you can actually feel. So now that you have that number in mind, we'll get started. And what I want you to do is just repeat what after me. So I'm going to say a sentence, and then you can repeat the sentence either aloud or just in your mind. So, even though I have this constricted breathing, it's okay. Even though I feel this constriction in my breath right now, it's okay. Even though I feel this constriction in my breath and it feels a little tight, it's okay. Moving to the top of the head, this constriction in my breath, eyebrows, this constriction in my breath, side of the eyes, my breathing feels constricted. Under the eyes, this constriction in my breath. It's hard for me to get a full breath in. Onto the chin point, this constriction in my breath. Collarbone. My breath feels constricted. Under the arm, this constriction in my breath. Top of the hand. My breathing feels constricted. And then I want you to take another deep breath in. And notice how you're feeling. Do you feel any different? So if you were to rate that on that scale of 0 to 10, has there been any sort of shift for you? And if the answer is no, that's okay. Okay, we always want to be honest with ourselves. And if the answer is that the number went a little bit higher, that's okay too. That is, some people get concerned about that, but with anything that we are focusing on, sometimes that is a possibility, especially when it comes to emotions too, or physical things too. When you start thinking about it, sometimes it does go up, but that just means we need to keep tapping and that this process is going to work. And you may have even noticed a difference in the numbers going down, which is awesome if that's the case. So let's do another round. I want you to think about what emotion you would associate with this constriction in your chest. Okay. So let's start on the side of the hand again. Even though I still feel this constriction in my chest, it's okay. Even though I have this constriction in my chest and it makes me feel fill in the blank, it's okay. Even though I have this constriction in my chest and it makes me feel sad, frustrated, angry, whatever it makes you feel, right here, right now, I'm okay. Top of the head. This restriction in my breath. Top of the eyebrows. This restriction in my breath makes me feel blank. Side of the eyes. I feel these emotions in my body. I feel these emotions in my chest. Under the nose, this restriction in my breath. Chin. My breath is restricted, and I think it might be related to these emotions. Collarbone. This restriction in my breath. Under the arm. I feel this restriction in my breath, but I'm open to seeing if tapping works for me. And then top of the hand. This restriction in my breath. I feel these emotions in my body. And then take a deep breath in. And let it go. And notice how you feel now. Check back in with yourself and see if that number has shifted again on that scale of 1 to 10. And ideally, if you're anywhere above a 6 or above, you're going to want to try to get it down to a 2 or a 1 or a 0, And you can continue to do that by continuing to tap on the points and really just allowing yourself to state how you feel, whatever is coming up for you. When we're tapping, a lot of the time, sometimes memories from the past come up, sometimes things that you feel like are completely unrelated to whatever's presently going on come up. It's not unrelated. Even as strange as it may seem, it's not unrelated. And it really is this process of just allowing yourself, acknowledging how we feel, right? Because we don't often allow ourselves to do that. That's the beauty of this. And sometimes even just saying how we feel out loud, when we've been thinking it for so long over and over, sometimes just saying it out loud can really begin to make that cognitive shift for you. So let's just do one more round here, and we'll just focus on the points, and I'll just walk you through it. So you don't need to repeat after me here. Just starting on the side of the hand, maybe even closing your eyes, maybe visualizing the breath as it comes in. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog barking right now, so I apologize. But visualizing the breath as it comes in. Sometimes I like to visualize the breath as a light or a mist, and just tuning into that breath. Moving to the top of the head, envisioning that breath as it moves into your body, sending oxygen to all of your cells, eyebrows, feeling those lungs fill up with air, side of the eyes, feeling more relaxed under the eyes, welcoming in a sense of calm under the nose, a sense of peace, the chin, a sense of ease, collarbone, feeling that sense of peace and ease as it moves into your body with each breath. Under the arm, and then the gamut point on the top of the hand. And then let it go. And then take another deep breath in and let it go. Maybe even give yourself a little stretch here. And check back in. See if the number shifted at all. I know I said I was like a 6 in the beginning. And I think I feel good right now. I think I'm like at a 1, maybe a 0. I don't know. I feel really good. So I hope that you are feeling really good too. And so to close this off, I like to think of, when we're doing this, maybe we've released a little bit of stress, we've created space internally so that now we can get that deep breath in. And so we have this space that we've created, and I want you to visualize whatever you want to fill that space up with. Maybe it's a word, love, peace. Maybe it's an emotion. Maybe it's a color. Maybe it's a picture of something. Whatever that is, take a deep breath in with that visualization or word in mind. Breathing that in, and then let it all go. One more deep breath in, and let it all go. And I hope that this EFT practice serves you well. This is something that you can use at any time, anywhere. That's what I love about it. Once you learn it, you can take it with you wherever you go. And I really do hope that it serves you well. And again, my name is Lauren Nicole, and I am so happy to have been able to walk you through this practice. If you want to learn more about EFT, I encourage you to reach out to me through my website, MindShift with Lauren, and I hope to connect with you. Thank you so much.